Jordan Raanan, the outside view from New York, ESPN.com Giants reporter. He joins us now in 2-11. Jordan, it has been a mess for the Giants over the last couple of weeks. They are playing out the string. As we are in the holiday gift-giving season, we're doing a lot of positive stuff here. Is there anything positive that you could spin for the Giants entering this week?
No. Sorry.
In a word, no.
I mean, you just think about this for a second, right? You want to know where this team is? Their coach went 11-5 and did a 5-year playoff drought in his rookie year, and he has been fired before his second season is even over. That's how quickly the Giants have spiraled out of control here. Yeah, it has been a bad season. Evan Ingram looks good, though, so there you go.
Yeah, I mean, this is a team, Jordan.
Their first-round pick looks pretty good. So I'm giving you some positivity for the holidays.
Yeah, well, this is a team, Jordan, and you said something back when we did our NFC East week that really hangs true. And we talked about this team won 11 games, possible Super Bowl contender. And one of the things you said was, well, guys, last year the offensive line was an issue, and they didn't play the same schedule. They got a lot of teams on that schedule this year. Now, I don't know if that was the number one problem that they had, but it was something that really stood out to me was that this team had problems running, protecting, and this is even when they were healthy, that they were not a very good football team.
Yeah, I mean, it's been since 2015 since they scored 30 points in a game. Eagles did it last weekend. I mean, that's just overall. I mean, like, you can't score 30 points once. They haven't scored 20 points. I mean, they scored 20 points once in their last 7 games. And you know why they reached 20? That was when they scored a touchdown in the final seconds in a blowout when they were getting blown out by the San Francisco 49ers. So they haven't even been able to score 20. It starts with the offensive line that kind of handicaps the offense. They're unable to protect off the edges, so they have to kind of work around that. And when you have an immobile quarterback, and we all know Eli Manning is not a mobile guy, right? That's not his strength. An immobile quarterback with an offensive line that's inability to protect on the edges, we found out that it's just a toxic mix. I mean, they're averaging, I think it's like, it's definitely low 15 points per game, like 15.3 or whatever it is. And they're only 0.01 ahead of the Cleveland Browns as the worst scoring team in the NFL. So, look, it's all the Eagles got to do is score 20 points. And I really, really, really like their chances of winning this week. That's where the Giants are as a team. They're unable to score. They're unable to do much offensively because they can't protect off the edges, and the quarterback can't do anything when he's under pressure and if he's not given optimal conditions. So it's really just a complete mess for the Giants, especially offensively. And then even on the other side, they're 32nd in the league in total defense.
Yeah, which is a big fall from where they were last year.
Like I said, where do you want me to give you a positive?
No,
can't score. Their defense stinks, and their special teams have been terrible.
Well, let me ask you this: this is a team that won 11 games. Now they got 2. Is this a long, arduous test to get back, or is it just an injury-riddled season? Do they bounce back? Do they have bounce back in them, and this was just a lost season that got out of control?
I think it can be. I mean, look, they have the number 2 pick. That helps, right? If they draft their Carson Wentz, they'll be fine, right? That's what it comes down to, right? I mean,
I guess that goes into the Eli question. It goes into the Eli question. I mean, is he back next year? He's got 2 more years left on the deal. If you draft that guy, when does that guy play?
Well, let's be honest. Eli, whether he stays 1 more year or not, the skids have already been greased. You know, he's not here for the long term anymore. That's it. You know, the Eli Manning era is pretty much over. If he's there, it's sort of as a bridge. And even if he's back next year, right, and they do draft that guy and he's the bridge, and it's not going well early in the season, Eli Manning's not going to be on the field anymore. The streak is over. There's no reason to have him out there. If he's not being successful, then they're just going to, move on even during the season. So they could be a team that bounces back because it's not like they have nothing. Look, and this is why I think it's an enticing job for a new guy, right? The new GM, new coach, you come in here, right? What do you have? You have the number 2 overall pick. If you get your guy, your quarterback, the guy you think is, your Wentz, and you say, okay, we got our quarterback, and we give him an instant chance to succeed, right? He has Beckham, Shepard, and Evan Ingram to work with, right? If you can't build around that, then you're not going to be very good at your job anyway as a GM/coach. Like that's a pretty good base right there, especially for any offensive coach. And That's why I think when you're looking at who the Giants head coach should be, you're also like, well, we need a guy who's going to be able to develop the quarterback, right? That should be a big part of what the Giants are looking for, because that's part of where this job is going. You don't get the number 2 pick very often. The Eagles had to trade a lot to get up there, right? I mean, they didn't get it for free, and they had to be bad that year anyway. So the Giants are already there. This is a rare opportunity. If that guy is there, I think absolutely they're going to go for it, and then look to build from there. But it's not a complete rebuild, because it's not like they have no players, right? They do have Beckham, Shepard, Ingram, like we just said. They definitely have some defensive pieces. They're going to have to clear out some of the problems that have cropped up over there throughout the year. But, Damon Harrison, Olivier Vernon, JPP, Landon Collins, it's not like there's no players to work with over there. So can there be a Super Bowl contender next year, and when everyone's back healthy? I still don't think that's the case. Rebuilding that offensive line is going to be tough. It'll be a multi-year project, but they certainly can be a much better team. Like what did the Eagles do? Right? They drafted Wentz. Where'd they go last year? 7-9?
Yeah, 7-9.
They could be like around 500 team, give or take a game or two, and then the year after that is when it should be the year that they're looking at, say, okay, now we're back.
Jordan Raanan with us, ESPN NFL Nation, covers the New York Giants. Jordan, you used the word toxic. You also said clean up some of the problems. Does it get more toxic than the situation with Eli Apple and Landon Collins? Landon Collins, who you tweet out, by the way, is likely to miss the game on Sunday. Does it get more crazy or dysfunctional than that?
Well, let me just say this. Landon Collins is one of the best guys in that locker room. Extremely well respected. Works really hard, wants to play, puts in the work, was trying like heck to play this week, by the way, when they're 2-11, and the guy's already played through a high ankle sprain this year. So it just goes to show you what the situation is with Eli Apple right now. And it's gotten bad. It's been bad for a while. He's just continually irking people within that organization, and I'm talking from like the top down. From the front office to an ownership to the 53rd man on the roster, and he's continually. Honestly, I don't even know what he's doing right now. Taking public offense or with Landon Collins is certainly not going to ingratiate himself with anybody. He's already experienced his own problems. The Giants are coming up with every way possible not to play him right now. I mean, he's been inactive for the last 4 games, and I honestly would be, if they have enough healthy guys, he's probably going to be active again on Sunday. So that's it's a problem the Giants are going to have to address this offseason. It might be the first one the new GM or coach says, okay, we need to clean out some guys. This guy was obviously disruptive. Let's start here. That's not good, because that was a top 10 pick.
Yeah, Jordan Raanan, ESPN.com, NFL Nation, covers the Giants. Any initial names stick out for Coach?
We're still on the GM part of it right now, but I think when Nick Caserio and Josh McDaniels is going to be sort of a package deal. They're trying to, in an ideal world, they want to go as a package. And I think Nick Caserio, they're from New England, those two guys, is somebody that I would, from what I understand, would be interested in listening to the Giants. It might be a job that he'd be interested in. He hasn't been interested in a lot of jobs in the past, other opportunities that came up. So I think that's an interesting one right there. If Dave Gettleman is hired, he is the former Panthers general manager. He's obviously significant ties to the Giants. He was with them before going to Carolina. Steve Wilkes, the Panthers defensive coordinator, that's a name we've heard plenty. An outside shot, I wouldn't be surprised if Mike Vrabel from the Texans just so happens to some way, shape, or form, like find his way into the mix there. So those are just some preliminary names. Obviously, they want to get the general manager in place first, so that's sort of the first initial look they're going to, that they're going to go there. And I did just name 2 defensive guys, which to me is also a little scary because, like I said, you might want to get that guy who's going to be able to grow if you draft that new quarterback, grow with that quarterback. So that's why McDaniels, to me, sort of makes a lot of sense. He's already been a head coach. He kind of hopefully has learned from those mistakes and then he could be the guy who can sort of build with a new quarterback if that's the route that they decide to take with the number 2 pick or 3, whatever they're at.
All right, Jordan Raanan, ESPN.com. Giants-Eagles this Sunday right here on 97.3 ESPN. Thanks, Jordan.
You got it, guys. Anytime. Enjoy on Sunday. Should be another W.